It's time for Wisconsin race fans to gather round. Welcome to the Racing Roundup Show, and thanks for joining us for our 42nd consecutive season. We are your destination for news and interviews from the Wisconsin racing scene, the upper Midwest, NASCAR, and more. With the support of our great sponsors, the Racing Roundup Show is America's longest-running weekly motorsports show held in front of a live audience. And tune in every Saturday morning at 11:30 to CW18 Milwaukee to catch Milwaukee's only motorsports show. You still have time to join the racing crowd for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Tim Trado.
Hello. Welcome. It's a wonderful day to talk about motorsports, right? Hey, it's our 42nd season of the Racing Roundup Show. We're glad to have you along on this June 2nd edition. It's June already. Lots to cover, lots to talk about, a lot of great guests to talk to as well on this program. We want to invite you to join us here as part of the racing crowd. We've done the show in front of a live audience now pretty much every year since we started this show back in the 80s. We love doing it in front of a live audience. Love to have you be part of it. We have some great giveaways to give away tonight after the show. We have LD's Barbecue gift certificates. We have Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup bottles. We have collections from collectibles from Greenfield Gallery. We've got this tray. That's an 18-inch tray from HRP and Pit Pal. You can hang anything in there. It's for cans on the wall. That's cool. Thanks to HRP for giving us that. We have BAM products, race tickets to Slinger, Madison, Dells Raceway Park. And TJ Zizzo has brought this autograph set. Yeah, these little pistons. Yeah, and they had, you get it. And the rods. We've got those for you as well as prizes to give away tonight after the program. So you need to be here to join us. We enjoy your company, and come on down and have some fun with us on this beautiful Tuesday evening. We're excited to present another great lineup of guests for our show. I mentioned TJ's brought his dad with him too. So TJ and Tony Zizzo, generations of drag racers that race in the NHRA Top Fuel and the Rust-Oleum Rocket. And we're going to talk about being on the cover of a magazine. Yeah, it's about auto body repair, but it's still Tony and TJ made the cover of the magazine. Okay, maybe TJ more than Tony. We have South Central Wisconsin native Jesse Saunders joining us. So Jesse raced around the upper Midwest. He raced in the ASA Late Model Challenge Series, ASA Northern Challenge Series back in the early 2010 to 11. He then moved south to NASCAR, and he is a very accomplished mechanic for Hendrick Motorsports. He is a car chief on Kyle Larson's championship winning number 5, and he's going to join us the live video. He's still at the shop, believe it or not. It's a weeknight. It's a weekday. They're working all the time. So we're talking to Jesse. It's going to be great to catch up with him. We haven't talked to him in a while. Bumped into him in the shop when I was down there a couple weeks ago with my brother John. It was really nice to see him. We're going to hand he's willing to come on the show. So that'll be a lot of fun. He'll be our first guest on the show. We also have a driver who's been really fast at Slinger Super Speedway in his late model. Fast last year, fast this year. Looking forward to seeing young Evan Hassler. He's here tonight. Going to talk to him about his season and all the things that all the people that are behind his efforts in making that car go extremely fast around the world's fastest quarter mile. Looking forward to seeing that. And Bill Holland's got an extended portion for you in the Groove segment. Thanks to our friends at Johnson & Sons Paving. We're going Midwest Truck Series racing coverage on the Trickle 99 at Golden Sands as part of his coverage. Looking forward to that, so make sure you are clicking on this, or maybe if you watch it on demand, by all means, you're going to enjoy this segment that's only aired right here on the Racing Roundup Show. We'll also go around the upper Midwest with our Bonafide Security Solutions short track report. And I was tagged away to a place I'd never been. Wenatchee Valley Super Oval in Wenatchee, Washington, 2.5 hours east of Seattle. That was a lot of fun. I was there to host the Bull Ring on location. It's a podcast we do in front of a live audience talking to drivers. Okay, I could do that. We had a lot of fun doing it, too. That was on Friday night, including Kevin and Keelan Harvick, and we also saw him race on Saturday night. I got the call for that on Flow Racing, so that was kind of fun with the Cars Tour West Super Late Models racing in a big 25,000 win race in Wenatchee, Washington, the Wenatchee 200, which was won by Kawicki Driver Development Program Champion of 2022, Dylan Zampa, out of Napa, California. That was a cool race to cover and be part of, and that was a lot of fun this past weekend for me. Hey, we're live at Polly's Pub and Eatery talking all things motorsports for the next 90 minutes or so. Come on down and join us. We're hanging out at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield. This is the Racing Roundup Show, and we'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundup.show.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
At Automatic Transmission Design, we know your vehicle is important to you. When your transmission needs servicing, take it to the best. ATD in Germantown, Wisconsin. ATD understands how important it is to get your vehicle fixed right the first time. When you take your vehicle to ATD, our ASE trained technicians will run diagnostic tests to pinpoint the exact problem and answer any questions you may have before repairs begin. ATD has been providing high-quality, honest repairs to customers for over 15 years. We service all makes and models using the best parts and equipment available. When you come to ATD, you will get an honest assessment of the problem, simple explanations, experienced technicians, competitive pricing, high-quality parts, and their 100% guarantee. Money is not the goal at ATD. It is the result of fixing the problem and returning the vehicle to you. That is their goal. The next time your vehicle needs quality transmission service, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Johnson & Sons Paving is an asphalt and concrete paving contractor serving southern Wisconsin and proudly sponsors our weekly Bill Holland in the Groove segment. Trust the team of experts offering a full range of asphalt and concrete construction services for customers from Dane County to Fond du Lac and from Sheboygan to Kenosha County. Johnson & Sons Paving is proud to meet or beat their clients' timeline while exceeding expectations. Homeowners and business owners alike depend on the racers at Johnson & Sons Paving to stay on budget and to get in and out quickly while keeping their property safe and accessible at all times. For all of your asphalt and concrete needs, get started by going online to johnsonsonspaving.com. Join the racing crowd every Saturday at 11:30 for the Racing Roundup Show, Milwaukee's only motorsports TV show. We have racing highlights, news, and interviews from the Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and more. With great support from our sponsors, our host Jim Trado and expert reporters cover all things motorsports. Visit RacingRoundupShow.com. For 42 years and counting, the Racing Roundup Show is the destination program for Wisconsin race fans.
Organize like the pros with Hefner Racing Products. Take your trailer to the next level. Upgrade your garage, streamline your shop. Whether you're tearing up the track or tackling home projects, Hefner Racing Products has you covered with the best made and widest variety of organizational accessories made right here in Wisconsin. Shop online now at hrpracing.com.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show, America's longest-running weekly motorsports program held in front of a live audience. You still have time to join the racing crowd. Now let's get back to our host, the PA voice of the Daytona 500. You've seen him on Flow Racing's coverage of the Snowball Derby and Slinger Nationals, and on Track TV's coverage of the ASA Stars National Tour. Once again, here is Jim Trado.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our program. Glad to have you with us here on this Tuesday evening. Hey, if you're looking to buy or sell a home or commercial property, you need to find Rapina Realty. They got it done for you. Listen to buy with confidence. Hire a realtor that has the knowledge and expertise to get your deal done. Sell your house or they'll help you find your dream home. Not all realtors are the same. Knowledge is power. Hire knowledge. Choose Rapina Realty. Their website, rapinarealty.com. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. A very special guest joins us now. Longtime racer in Wisconsin, now long-time collecting rings and championships in the world of NASCAR. Let's welcome in former Super Late Model and Late Model standout from Wisconsin, now a car chief in the NASCAR world from New Glarus, I think, Wisconsin. And initially, he's hanging out in the Hendrick Motorsports shop. Let's welcome in Jesse Saunders. Jesse, welcome to the Racing Roundup Show.
Thank you very much, Jim. I don't know if I was much of a standout. If I was, it's for the wrong stuff. But.
You were. You won races. You raced for championships. You raced 3 full seasons in the ASA Late Model Challenge Series and ASA Late Model North. I mean, that's a lot of traveling you did in the back half of the early 2000s. For those who may not know, I saw you race quite a bit, and you were one of those guys. And you raced against some really good guys. I mean, like Bobby Wilberg, and you're trying to beat Dale Nottestad. You're trying to beat these guys everywhere you went, among other stars. What was it like racing in Wisconsin when you started racing through the time you said, hey, I'm going traveling, before you went south?
It was tough. And I'm super thankful for all of it because it still pays dividends today. You know, you learned a lot by watching those guys and seeing how they were beating you, and it was stuff that you could take into things I'm doing today still. It's all the details. It's making sure your stuff's right, making sure your stuff just looks good. I mean, I've never seen Bobby Wilberg unload a bad-looking race car. So, yeah, all those guys that I raced against throughout all of that was formative for sure.
And when it comes to those forms of racing, late models and supers around here, there's a lot to be said. When it was the ASA Challenge Series, that was a lot to bite off because you didn't really know who you were going to race. You were racing against local drivers. Tracks that I saw you raced at back in those days, in those 5 seasons, was Madison, Rockford, IRP, La Crosse, I-70, Grundy, Milwaukee, Owasso, Berlin. You won at Toledo. I mean, those are some pretty serious racetracks. So you got to get your stuff right. Who was all involved with your team then, Jesse?
Yeah, a lot of that through that time was, Jason Schuler was probably the biggest hand that I had. He kind of knew how to give advice and in the right way for a young kid that probably, thought he maybe knew everything and realized he didn't as he got older. He was super helpful. The Woods were Chad and Joe. Obviously, I got my start because of Kevin Latch giving me, a job at Pathfinder, and I stayed with it when he sold the company to those guys. So those were big guys. I mean, there's a ton of people. That's the cool part about, I think, Wisconsin racing in general is, everybody is racing against each other, but it's not hard to have someone help you if you kind of get, lost in somewhere, something or somewhere, or even when we decided to start traveling, the people that kind of stepped up and just, oh yeah, I've raced here, try this, or, things like that. I think super helpful because we went to a lot of places that we unloaded and we were pretty good right off the truck. And, that's for showing up to a new racetrack. That's the hardest part, right? You don't have much time, get everything dialed in, but a lot of good help and advice from people that kept me close.
So that takes us to where we said there's a lot of Midwestern work ethic going on in NASCAR. There's a chance that Robbie Reiser back in 1994, when he moved down, took his crew guys with him, and he started getting guys. He started getting more guys, the Vandermoss of the world, the Blickensdervers of the world. Hey, run with us. You're from the Midwest. We need you down here. What drew you down to the South and racing and working in NASCAR, Jesse?
Well, not winning enough driving, so I think I had to look to something else. But no, I knew I wanted to be in racing. This is all I know, really. So when I kind of got to the point with ASA that, we were running good, but just that was a tough time, right? A lot of drivers were coming through, and there was the funding part of it. And to be completely honest, now that I've been around some of the people that I have been, I didn't have the talent that it takes to race on Sunday. So making money and paying my bills was the next thing on the agenda, and I knew I wanted to do that in racing. So getting my foot in the door with what that looked like, which ultimately ended up was going to work for Joe Shear Jr. and Johnny Sauter at ThorSport. And, once you kind of get in the sport and you start, talking to more people, you kind of, it's like anything, it's networking. Austin Konetsky, who I'd worked with at Pathfinder with Kevin, was already down here, and he had just moved over to Hendricks, so that kind of paved my way into the door here. So, I knew if I wasn't going to drive, I wanted to work for the best team because I knew that was going to be the hardest test, right? There was going to be accountability. There was going to be no slacking. They're going to expect the best, and that was coming to work for Ron and Chad on the 48, and it was everything that I thought it was going to be. So, but yeah, don't regret any of it.
Chad Knaus from Rockford, Ron Malik from Franklin, Wisconsin, 2 drivers that had a little bit of driving, more success as you have had as a wrench turner. As a car chief now for Hendrick Motorsports and Kyle Larson, how involved, for those who are watching, I think I have an idea, how involved are you in the race car before it gets built, while it's getting built, while it's on the surface plate, getting loaded in the hauler, and then throughout the weekend?
Pretty involved. Pretty much, Monday through Thursday is here at the shop, and it's working on the primary car for that week. It's, post-race on Monday, just checking over the car that we raced, all the way to getting the car that's a week ahead or going and checking on the car that's a week or 2 ahead that's getting the body hung on it. So a lot of moving around, a lot of checking on different projects, and just kind of making sure everything's rolling, keeping answers flowing, whether it's from me or getting them from Cliff to pass on. Just whatever it takes to just kind of keep everything rolling, because there's always the next one.
It's amazing to know how much you're involved in. One thing you and I did discuss when I was in the shop hanging out with my brother, dragging me through places I shouldn't see, was the idea that you said, if you know anybody, send them my resume. Are you looking for workers, and what is their qualifications? We want to get more good people working with you.
Yeah, no, well, I don't know. This is probably an HR violation, but I definitely do appreciate the Midwest workers. My front end mechanic's actually from outside of Chicago. He was a midget racer at Grundy, asphalt midget racer at Grundy. So, yeah, it's hard. The sport's changing for sure. And I think at least I had this kind of notion too that, man, that's NASCAR. I don't know how I'm going to get there if I don't know someone. But man, when a resume comes across my desk, I take a look at it, and if you've got racing experience, I mean, that's a pretty big shoe in for sure. Just finding racers, right? This is a unique sport that we're in. I mean, heck, I think our fans are more diehard than other sports. Just watching them sit through the rain the past couple weekends here at Charlotte and Nashville and stuff. So yeah, people knowing racing is so huge, and it's not that far removed from what we do back home, So yeah, if you know someone, send them my way.
So when it comes to those efforts, I know Hendrick Motorsports is one of the best when it comes to where you want to get, but I also know that you guys have departmentalized. You're not having to drive the hauler, work on the race car, do the front end, change the tires, get in the rental car, drive that to the airport, and then get in the motorhome and drive it back or drive it to the next race. You have an ability, I think, at Hendrick to actually specialize, which is something unique, I think, in terms of what people may realize. So if you're really good as a front-end mechanic or really good with knowing a certain task, you don't have to know 20 things, right? You can be specifically skilled, even with an engineering background. You have to know certain things, but you guys have the ability with those many employees and I think specialized areas that could really make somebody shine.
Yeah, no, for sure. We're fortunate here. We can kind of tailor to someone's strengths, which I think is important, right? If someone's really good at if someone has a lifestyle where they can travel, they like that lifestyle and they want to work on the race cars and they're a good mechanic, great. We're looking for that. If it's somebody that has a home life and just wants to be in NASCAR assembling good, quality work and detail oriented, that's great. We got a job for you too, So, and we may not have it right now, but it's like anything, there's people that come and go and we're always just looking for the best. And when something opens up, having someone kind of in the queue or knowing of someone and aligning with that is great. So yeah, we can kind of do whatever. And we're looking for other things too. We're, people that drive trucks or people that whatever, it's not as far removed from Wisconsin as you think. It's obtainable.
Jesse, you're proving it. You got to want it, and if you want it, there's availability for you. Hey, thanks a lot for joining us here on the Racing RoundUp Show. Jesse Saunders, everybody, joining us here this evening. Thanks, Jesse. We wish you well with Kyle Larson.
Thanks.
And as I told Jesse about this TV stuff, where we take a portion and then we say goodbye and then we go back continuing. What'd you call it, Jesse, when I said, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have you on for the TV portion. We'll keep you around. I think he said something.
It's a Wisconsin goodbye.
Exactly. It only goes for another 35 minutes, right? Yeah.
Tell your folks I say hey.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and then ask about everybody else that's going on. It's neat to see. I mean, I saw Austin Konetsky in the shop first before I saw you when I was there. My brother John's been there since 2001. These guys have Midwestern background. These guys have the ability. But in terms of responsibility, my goodness, between Chad Knaus and still being very active and Ron Malik, what he all did, especially as his last role there before moving back to Wisconsin, overseeing all the in-shop stuff, there's a lot that goes on. Are there any other Wisconsin or Illinois guys or Michigan guys or Minnesota guys that you deal with day to day that we may recognize or just know the value of what they do there?
Of course, on the spot now, I'm going to draw a blank, but we definitely have a lot of Midwest guys. Underneath mechanic I hired, he actually comes from sports car racing, but he's originally from Michigan, and that was kind of a selling point. And I mean, if you got to wake up, shovel snow before you even start your day, I think that qualifies you for a work ethic, right? So, we've got a lot of good guys. It's actually, we got a lot of guys from the north here, a lot of New York, Pennsylvania type of area too, and I think that all kind of plays into it. It's crazy when you travel the world and you see all these little pockets of local racing. We're all the same, right? I grew up with the whole like asphalt's the best and whatever mentality, and now because of Kyle, drug to some of these dirt tracks, and the want is there in all of it. So it's cool to see, and just finding those people and bringing them on there. They do so well. They thrive so well in this environment.
I'm not going to ask you to compare anybody, but Kyle Larson's such a special talent. He won last night again, high limit at a track I'd never been to in Davenport, Iowa. Just got in the car from third to first, waited his time. Aaron Reutzel's winning everything. Picked him off at turn 2, went to the bottom. I watched it. I'm like, there's nobody like Kyle Larson. When it comes to driving, and I maybe ask the drivers you've worked with, and knowing the special talent Kyle Larson has and winning that championship last year the way you guys did, more importantly, the drivers you work with, you have to adapt to them too, don't you? Kyle Larson's not a mechanic. He told me in the Chili Bowl Victory Lane, he said, guess what? You're asking me about what we changed on the car between hot laps and the feature? Ask Paul. I have no idea what they did with the car. I just tell them what to do, what I feel, and then they make the adjustments. So when you work with a kid that does not say, I want this for my tire pressure or this is my spring rate, compared to some other drivers, take us through that whole process of learning and molding to who you're working with.
Yeah, well, I've been fortunate, right? I went from Jimmy to Kyle, and they're both California laid back. Jimmy probably has a little bit more, I don't want to say feel, but like knowledge. But I mean, what they both did well is they both just told their guys what they needed, what the feel they needed was, right? And Kyle does a really good job of kind of explaining that to Cliff, and then Cliff has to do an amazing job of taking that and running with it, which I think he does. And yeah, I mean, my job, I don't really interact with the driver as much, but when I do, and it's certain situations of, interior things or things like that, that's my responsibility, anything on the car, right? So just making sure they have what they need, right? I just want to make sure they've got the tools and they'll handle the rest. And when you get a guy like Kyle who's super laid back, it makes my job a lot easier. So I appreciate it, and I want to return that by making sure he's got what he needs so his job's easier.
And even this week, we talked about he's racing, I think, 2 more times this week, whatever it is, in the high limit stuff before heading out to Michigan. In reality, that's part of what he's doing. He's not just doing that and saying, I'll see you guys next week. I'm too busy to be on my call on Tuesday. He is absorbed by this, too. He'll do the sim time. He'll do the meetings, right?
Yeah. No, it's wild. I mean, he and by rights, he really wouldn't need to, right? He's Kyle Larson. He can just jump in and go. But they do a debrief every Monday post-race. He's there for that. He was here and he did that, and then he flew out to Iowa. Thursdays, they usually do like a briefing of the weekend and kind of all that stuff, and he's always in for that. He gets in the DIL, makes laps, runs through setups, things like that. So he's, from the engineering side and Cliff and those guys, he is available and does what they need, to make sure that we unload, at the best that we can. So doesn't have to, but he does, and I think that speaks volumes of the person that he is. Like he's not resting on his name or his accomplishments. It's a new weekend every weekend, right?
Yeah, and it's amazing to know the effort he has put in and the ability he has, and I think it's rubbing off on other people that want to be around him. So you have really good people work with you, and there's a performance level. My brother told me about it in 2001. He said, if you're not up to where Chad needs you to be, you won't be there long. So for you to be able to do this at a very high level, it's amazing to know. It's 7:30 almost on a Tuesday night. When do you ever get a day or a half a day or an hour off, Jesse?
I try to make sure I'm around the day before we travel. It's hard. It's changed. I've got a 1-year-old now, so that's kind of changed some stuff. My wife is an absolute rock star. She's a single mom for pretty much 6 days out of the week. So yeah, try to get home. At least trucks usually leave Wednesday night, or we get the car done Wednesday night, and usually Thursday is spent just kind of focusing on the next week. So make sure I get out of here Thursday afternoon or whatever to spend the night with them. Friday, get up, make sure I'm around for dad duties and get them out the door. And it's limited, but man, I cherish that. But this is my job. I have a calling for this, so I'd be lying to say that it's against my will.
No, it's great to know how good you guys are. It's great to know the success you've had, and it's great to have you on the show. I haven't had you talk to you in a long time, and I've seen you. I waved at you. You waved back. So it's great to know we get a chance to finally get our audience involved with what a really, really special occasion this is to have you on in the height of the NASCAR season with all things going the right direction and all the work that's being done to make that number 5 car roll into victory lane as soon as this weekend at Michigan, the fastest track in NASCAR. My goodness, there's a lot more that goes into this than people realize, and we're so fortunate to have you sharing us, giving us some insights. So, Jesse, thank you. Hope you get home before maybe a kiss on the head with a 1-year-old before bedtime. Bath time maybe, then bedtime.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. It was good to see you. I hear you a lot. So hopefully maybe I can see you in Daytona here front and center, because that one's still on the bucket list. So.
Amen to that. I will stay as long as you need me to at Victory Lane. Make sure everybody gets their pictures. How about a big hand, everybody, for Jesse Saunders joining us here on the program. Jesse, the car chief on Kyle Larson's Cup Car. Lots going on. What great insights, and can't thank enough, Jesse, for having my brother talk you into doing this. Thanks a lot.
No problem. Thank you.
We'll continue on with our Interstate Batters of Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR report. We'll tell you about the world of NASCAR in a quick minute. If you're in the mood to go racing, this coming weekend is Michigan International Speedway. And it's coming off of the 2 most exciting races of NASCAR season thus far, if you ask me, over the weekend at National Super Speedway. How about, quote, 3 wide for the lead on the white flag, coming at the white flag. There were 3 wide coming to the finish line, getting the white flag. It was Denny Hamlin, his teammate Christopher Bell on a run, and flying around the outside of both of them was Chase Briscoe. So as this happened, Hamlin stayed on the bottom, shortest way around. Bell poured it into 1, drifted high. Briscoe was a little higher than he was. Meanwhile, Hamlin putting on the bottom, got on the gas early and stayed in the gas. Got the lead, cleared both of them off of turn 2, comes around and takes the checkered flag. Denny Hamlin wins again at National Super Speedway. What a great finish. It was amazing. Ricky Stenhouse was 4th, and Shane Van Gisbergen raced to 5th, his best finish on an oval in the Cup Series. Lane Riggs won back-to-back truck races this last 2 weeks. He raced back around Raja Caruth on the next to last lap in Nashville. He had a little help from behind from his teammate Chandler Smith. But get this, Riggs had led the first 90 laps of the race, but had to make an epic run from the 5th row on a restart with 16 laps to go. Yeah, he got fresher tires, but guess what? He had a lot to do between 10th and 1st. Raja was in lead with 2 to go, and Lane Riggs just passed him on the front stretch. Just got by him and motored away by a little bit. Raja finished 2nd. Chandler Smith 3rd, followed by Chevy Silverados, driven by Ross Chastain and Tyler Ankrum. Parker Retzlaff made his first start in Hallmar Friesen's number 62 truck. Hope to see that grow into something, because that's a Toyota involvement. He's currently with the Viking Motorsports Chevrolet in the World of the O'Reilly Series, but it's good to see Parker come home 11th, one spot ahead of Nina's Ty Majeski, who enters Michigan this weekend, and Truck Series points 6th in the points right now. Justin Allgaier took the lead after a good battle with rookie Brent Cruz in the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts race on Saturday. Led the final 15 laps to win his 4th race of the year. Little Gator had commented that he's like, I think I might retire at the end of the year. He already bought a house in Illinois, but then he said, I'm having so much fun right now, I don't think I'm going to retire. So that house may settle empty for a little while longer before he and his family move to Illinois to take over the family business, Allgaier Performance. It's apparent that he is on a roll right now. He's got a huge point lead, and he is rolling. Minnesota's William Sawalich finished 3rd behind Allgaier and Cruz. Franklin, Wisconsin, Sam May ran 4th, another top 5 for Sammy. Menard-sponsored Brandon Jones was 5th. Parker Retzlaff in his full-time O'Reilly Series ride started in the back due to an engine change pre-race and finished 12th. Slinger resident Josh Blicky was scored 32nd. Over the weekend, Corey Heim was announced as a full-time driver next year in the 2311 Cup Series ride. The team has 3 charters, so that likely means Riley Herbst will move on to Monster sponsorship and take it with him over to the new full-chartered 3rd team next year for Legacy Motor Club to stay in the Toyota camp. This weekend, the Cup, Truck, and ARCA Series are all in the Irish Hills of Michigan on NASCAR's fastest track. I'll be there Friday working with the ARCA race folks live on FS2 at 4 p.m. our time. Tune in information Saturday, 12:30 Central for the NASCAR truck race. Saturday at 4 p.m. Central is the time to record the CW18 Milwaukee coverage on the O'Reilly Series race. There's too many races to go to around here to sit home and watch it. You just got to tape it and get there. And Dale Jr. and Amazon Prime take over on Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m. Central for their Firekeepers 400 NASCAR Cup Series race at Michigan. We're closing on Father's Day weekend. A reminder, you saw the commercial earlier, Road America is hosting the NTT IndyCar Series. It's a great weekend, Expel IndyCar Grand Prix at Road America. It's on Father's Day weekend, June 21st. All kids 16 years of age and younger are admitted free with paid adult. That's coming up quick. Make sure you make your plans to go to roadamerica.com and get in on one of the biggest races of the year. On the national scene, they're all coming to the America's National Park of Speed. I'm taking a commercial break. We're coming back with a man who now is going to go 336 miles an hour in a straight line. I can't figure out how that works, but he has, repeatedly. He qualified in a Joliet at his home track a couple weeks ago. We're talking to the one and only Rust-Oleum rocket pilot, TJ Zizzo, and his dad, Tony, next on the show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club points racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
For your next purge or project, go with the pros. Source Services. Champion driver and Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Famer Dan Source founded Source Services in 1988 with one truck, one employee, and a tireless work ethic. Through the dedicated work of Dan and his employees, Source Services LLC is southeastern Wisconsin's leading waste container rental company. Dropped and picked up by professionals, you can rent a dumpster for up to 60 days. Source Services sorts and recycles to reduce the amount of waste going into landfills. Go with the pros at sourceservices.com.
Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. Life is full of questions. Is the presentation ready for work tomorrow? Why is there so much traffic at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday? Are your in-laws visiting this weekend or next? You've got plenty of things to worry about. Whether your car will start shouldn't be one of them. With an outrageously dependable battery under your hood, you can cross one of those questions off your list, which gives you time to answer more things like,
are we there yet?
Interstate Batteries, delivering the most trustworthy source of power to the world since 1952.
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack-leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much. American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
Precise Auto and Truck Accessories is your one-stop shop when it comes to adding style and functionality to your vehicles. Owner and late model racer Mike Grunberg has 15 years of experience installing window tinting, cat skin leather, seat heaters, and seat coolers. There's a million accessories available. Ladder racks, trailer hitches, detailing, remote starters, and more. Precise Auto and Truck Accessories in Wisconsin Dells is a WeatherTech Diamond dealer. Bring your vehicle to the trusted guy, Mike Grunberg at Precise Auto and Truck Accessories.
Hey there, this is Leon from LD's Barbecue. Open Wednesday through Sunday in East Troy. Not only do we serve your favorites every day, but we also provide catering for graduations, weddings, office parties, and more. Stop in and try our award-winning food, sauces, and rubs. Check us out on Facebook for daily specials. LD's Barbecue in East Troy. Remember, we'll smoke your butt.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. I'd like to remind you, LD's Barbecue has bike night and live music outside every Tuesday starting tonight through September. So head to LD's for that award-winning barbecue and sauces, and it's really good food. The kitchen's open. They have more of a menu than they had the past years on Tuesdays. Usually they're closed on Monday and Tuesdays, but they're opening up for the Tuesday night bike night with live bands every Tuesday. We're heading there a couple times this summer, so we encourage you to go to LD's Barbecue or find them on socials. Order ahead. You will not be disappointed with their award-winning, awesome barbecue. This portion of the show is brought to you by BMRE Electric Carts in Random Lake. They have e-bikes and scooters in your choice of colors. An average of 20 Icon electric and gas golf carts are in stock, including New shipment. They just got a brand new in-stock Icon i60 LX6 passenger carts. Brad Miller is Wisconsin's only Icon gas and electric dealer. Check out their Facebook page, BMR Electric Carts Company, on Facebook. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. It's a special occasion when we have a national racer and now a national cover magazine cover man right next to us, talking all things racing. He races the Rust-Oleum Rocket in the NHRA Top Fuel, the top category in all the world when it comes to speed, determination, and skill. It's a family of racers. Let's welcome back TJ Zizzo and his dad, Tony. Guys, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Lincolnshire's not that far away, but man, it seems like a world away at sometimes because I see NHRA on television and go, man, that's got to be difficult. But you guys somehow find a way every time you go down the track.
A lot of hard work. Our team spends 2,000 hours between every single race working on our race car. And we're very blessed to have them at the shop to be able to do this for us, because without their time and effort, there is no way in the world my dad and I would be this successful.
When it comes to body shops, you guys have a really good business. But when it comes to racing, you've got some guys that have been there. How long, Tony? How long has your crew been with you?
My clutch specialist on my fuel car has been with me since he was 16 years old, and he's got to be 45, 50 years old now. So he's been with me that long since I was running my alcohol car back in the day.
Wow. And for those who do not know, the Rust-Oleum Rocket was in action in your home track, Joliet Route 66 Nationals. It's not out there every race, but when you guys get to go, it's certainly something special. I know Don Schumacher had a special interest in what you guys did. That has now kind of turned into Tony Stewart stuff, right? So is there any crossover when you do stay up to speed with saying the same guys, same contacts, because there's so much that can change week to week when you're going out there just some of the time?
Well, I will tell you, it's kind of nice. Tony Stewart, huge guy in motorsports, right? And the first time we lined up against him about 2 years ago, I kicked his butt. It was fantastic to be able to do that. And I get out of the car, and I had never talked to him before. And I got out of the car and said, hey, Tony Stewart, I've been watching you for a long time. It was great to beat you.
Not to meet you.
Right, exactly. So, but still, even to this day, you mentioned that. There are times in which we have his rear end assembly in our pit area for us to be able to use if we need it. Because, Top Fuel is about parts attrition. And sometimes you get caught not having all the parts and pieces you need, especially on a part-time basis. It's a big challenge, especially in 2026.
And Tony, relationships. I mean, Jim Dunn's not the youngest guy. We now know that John Force will likely be a team owner, not a driver anymore. There's a lot of history in the pits, not just the hair color, but I'm talking about guys that have been doing it for decade upon decade. How does that help you guys when you go racing?
Well, I've been around the sport for about 50 years. So everything I've learned in the sport over the years has turned into what my son is doing right now in the race car. So he was taught by me years ago. And one more thing about Tony Stewart is that we do all have the same parts. We all have the same parts, same manufacturers, same heads, same blocks. The thing is, they race all year long. They've been racing since Gainesville in March. We just started racing in Joliet now, and we qualified just as well as they did.
Qualified 10th at over 332 miles per hour at the Route 66 Nationals held recently. The guy that beat you first round, Antron Brown, qualified 7th, and he went to the finals. I mean, we're talking about slivers of a second.
Yeah, it's the most challenging thing in motorsports, right? We're talking thousandths of a second separate us. He comes there fully prepared, ready to take on the world, right? And here we are rolling out of our shop for the first time and making our first tune-up laps in qualifying. So we only get 4 shots of qualifying. He has already made 40 or 50 runs throughout the year. And then you line up against them, and I know darn well Antron Brown is a very, very great driver. One of the best drivers on the NHRA circuit. I know I'm going to be behind him. I know it. I know I'm going to stand on the gas, and I am going to be 2/10 behind him. There's no doubt. 200s behind him. And needless to say, I was. So that puts pressure on our team. Our team then has to go out there and go, okay, we know Antron Brown is going to leave on TJ Zizzo. We know it. So now we need to tune up our car to try to make up that difference, right? So there's a lot of pressure when you come out there for the first time during the year, but we do a darn good job of it for how we do it.
You were faster at the 660. I'm learning all this through NHRA.com. You can actually look at each qualifying round. You can look at each elimination round. It's magical that they allow us to see all that information. Tony, how do you disseminate that? And how do you know, hey, okay, we had a top end of this. We had this moment. Does it go back to like saying we need to adjust the clutch, or is it a matter of getting together with your kid and say, how do we make this better next time? How does that all work?
Well, I can't make him better. Okay, but I can certainly talk to our crew chiefs that are in the lounge that used to be my lounge to relax in. Now it's turned into a crew chief lounge, and we have crew chiefs from all over the country. We have Ron Tobler, who used to tune the Napa car for Don Schumacher, as one of our crew chiefs. He's a flying guy. We call him flying guys. We got a couple of them on the team.
Yeah.
And the rest of the guys are at our shop during the week working on the car. But with all the crew chiefs in the lounge making decisions for our car helps the driver get it down the track. Because it's going to take crew chiefs and crew members to make that car go down the track, especially the clutch guy. He's very, very important.
And the biggest race of the year is coming up. Your next opportunity in the Rust-Oleum Rocket is on Labor Day weekend, the U.S. Nationals at Lucas Oil Raceway, IRP. That's the big one. And you guys have some work to do before then, I'm sure. But take us through the idea of how you can go. Your career best ET is 3.695 seconds. Career best speed is 336.23 miles an hour. Take us through that process when it's your turn to engage. My goodness, that takes a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, especially when you sit out for 7.5 months. You know, as a driver, I sit out for 7.5 months, and I drive a 2010 Toyota RAV4. That's what I drive. That's my powerhouse, right? So strapping me in that car, like every year I get a year older, right? And it takes a little bit more effort to even get me in the car. I feel like a stuffed sausage in there, you know? I've gained some weight, right? All these things are a challenge. And then to get in the car and get relaxed, you know, it's hard to do that. It's like, I always say it's like a golf game. So the first golf game of the year in the springtime, the sport seems like it's going to be fast, right? Like you hit the ball, you go to the next. You hit the ball, go to the next. It's what I feel like. Everything is fast, and I have to start slowing it down. And I don't mean going down the racetrack. That's the easy part, although last time I went down the racetrack, first round against Antron Brown, he gets out of the tow vehicle and goes, "Why were you driving it all over the track?" I go, "I wasn't planning on doing that, you know." But I stood with it. I kept with it. Anyway, so even staging the car, all of these things, doing the burnout, because everything has to be very precise. We're talking, you know, everything has to be within a second, right? From the time we start the car, by the time he starts the car, by the time I stage the car, it's 2 minutes. Period. And it has to be that way. So I have to make sure everything is precise, and you got to really slow your brain down in those situations just to make the right decision and right choices. All I got to do is heat the clutch up a little bit differently, and we go out there and smoke the tires. All I have to do is lean on the gas a little bit more, and it goes out there and smokes the tires. I mean, there's so many things that I got to make sure that I'm trying to do well, and it's a challenge, man. It is an absolute challenge, and the older I get, the harder it becomes.
How about a big hand for Tony and TJ Zizzo for joining us here on the Racing Roundup Show. That's our first Wisconsin goodbye. I have an official name for it now, thanks to our prior guest. He's from Wisconsin. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're going to stop and start?" Sure we are. The important note of this is you are prepared. You guys are ready. It's not a matter of, let's give it a shot. It's got to. So I know I ask you this only the one time a year we get you on the show. But are there any different tools you use now to prepare? Are there any things you study, whether it be someone else's run times or your sheets from 3 years ago, if the conditions might be cooler at IRP kind of thing, all that stuff?
Our philosophy here is do not go to the starting line unless you're absolutely ready. Don't even go to the racetrack unless you're absolutely ready. And all our crew members are ready to do their job, and our driver does his job, and we do our job, and get the car down the track as fast as we can. Important fact here is that we don't race all the time. So whenever we do go, we have to make sure we're ready so we're not being laughed at, okay?
Yep.
We're there to compete, and they know we're there. When they know that we're coming, they're scared. They're scared that we're going to out-qualify them, and they're scared that we might even beat them, like Tony Stewart last year or whatever year that was. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we are prepared when we get there.
Qualifying is one thing. Racing and winning rounds is another thing, and it's unbelievable how much a difference just the smallest things take. How much of a deal is it now? I always hear about the clutch, but atmospheric pressure, all that stuff. What are the factors that people may not know? You have to have a genius to figure out.
Oh my God, we got like 2 or 3 geniuses in the lounge trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got all kinds of gauges and computer screens, everything to get us to go down the track. And without them, I don't think the car would move. So they do make all the decisions for us. Head gasket calls, clutch calls, the track temperature is really, really important. Atmosphere is important. All that stuff computes into the computer and tells us what to do with it. and we apply it to the car.
And recognition and awareness of your sponsors is critical. I just read a headline, world's fastest body shop manager.
I don't know if I even
TJ's
managed.
on the cover of the May 2026 Fender Bender magazine. It's a trade magazine catering to the automotive repair and refinish industry. How cool is that to get recognized and taken aside and kind of getting a sit down with somebody?
I got to tell you, I joked, like, you know, we have grown my dad's business exponentially since I started almost 30 years ago working for my dad, right? And sometimes I wonder even what I do anymore, right? I used to paint cars, sand cars, buff on cars, wash cars, you know, and I don't have that opportunity to do those fun things anymore. Like even today, I was like, God, I wish I was sanding on that car today. Like that's what I wish I was doing. We're very blessed. I mean, to have the body shop in which we do today. You know, when I started working for my dad, it was just my dad and one other guy. You know, now I don't even know how many people we have because it's always changing, right? And we work really hard at that too. Our race car shows up also well prepared, just like our body shop does. We are blessed. My dad and I are blessed to work on cars that are worth more than everything my dad and I own combined, just one vehicle, right? So our customers demand perfection. Our employees know that we demand perfection. And we have a phrase out there called Zizzo-worthy. Everything has to be Zizzo-worthy, and that is the key. Without that, our business doesn't exist, right? Anybody could get their car repaired anywhere they want, but our customers demand that they come to our shop because we try to provide the best service.
Guess what he was doing yesterday?
Cutting the grass? I have no idea.
Worse than that, planting flowers around the shop, okay? And guess what he's supposed to be doing? Working in the office at paperwork or stuff. He doesn't buff cars or paint cars anymore, but he's really important in the job that he does to make sure the car gets everything it needs to go racing.
It's called therapy, right?
It's therapy, painting flowers. Yeah, that's what he told me yesterday.
I call it all weed therapy, whether you're cutting the grass or trimming the grass or, in my case, killing plants and flowers if you make me water them more than once or twice.
Right.
There's a lot to it.
I got to tell you, it is therapy. And I told my dad that, like, you know, he has an outdoor space outside his office, right? It's an outdoor space above our shop. And I was planting flowers there. And he's like, you know, where do you find time to do this? What are you doing? I go, Dad, this is how I relax. Like, also, walking into the front of our shop, when a customer walks into the front of our shop, I want them to see perfection before they even get into our lobby, right? And then our lobby is beautiful. Like, everything has to be right and have that personal touch because, trust me, I was out there yesterday before lunch planting some flowers, right? We were joking about that. But one of our Ferrari customers walks up and goes, man, you do it all around here. You know, I go, yeah, I'm just trying to make sure this place is nice.
Well, you said Ferrari. That's got to be really intricate stuff when you're working with not only the customers that want it perfect, but the materials you have to work with and all the blending of materials now on the composites and carbon fiber. Jeepers creepers, man. You guys have to know a lot on those cars.
Yeah. We hire nothing but the best, right? I mean, that's what we do. At our shop, we have great employees, and some of these guys have been in the business longer than I've been alive almost, right? So we're very particular on who we hire, too.
You know who the biggest critic is? Him. If the car doesn't meet his specs or his qualifications, it doesn't leave, okay? And we have people in our building that are better than us, and he says it's not good enough yet.
Wow.
Where did I get that from, Dad? Do you know where I got that from?
From me.
Right, no doubt.
So Labor Day weekend's your next time to go down the racetrack. Are you going to visit other races? Are you going to go to Indy for a while and hang out in the shop where they're building parts for you? What's the plan when it comes to the racing side of things?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you know, you mentioned Indy. Indianapolis, Brownsburg, Indiana is the mecca of drag racing now. It used to be Southern California. It is. And we will absolutely be there a couple times between now and our next event in Indianapolis. But I always love going into shops, and it's kind of amazing to me, right? Like, my dad and I just work really hard at our craft, right? I'll go into a major shop. I'm looking at this 150,000 square foot facility. I'm walking through it, looking for parts for our race car, right? And I'll get stopped by somebody I might not even know. You know, I might know the name or might know the face, but not really know them. And they'll stop me and go, hey, where are you guys going next? I'm like, we'll go to the U.S. Nationals. He goes, shoot. You know, like, they know that when we go out to kick some butt. And it's impressive. They always say we are the best part-time team ever in Top Fuel Racing. Ever. And I'm like, that's a huge ego boost, right?
Yeah.
Because that gives us incentive. Because my dad and I sometimes will be at the shop at 10 o'clock at night yelling at each other, right? And going, what do we do? We got to do this. We got to do. My dad will come to me and say, you know what, TJ, this car's not going to be ready. It's not good. Dad, don't worry. It'll be ready. It will be ready. And it's those things that when we're in those trenches, right? And then you get an attaboy thrown at you at someone else's shop, you feel like, okay, this is for good reason. This is for good cause. Because I'll tell you, man, Jim, it's a lot of work. You also have to have some fun with it too. And my dad and I are trying to have fun with it at the same time. Like my dad left the last race with a big smile. That's all I could ask for. If my dad leaves the racetrack with a smile, he might leave early now. He might leave after we're eliminated. I'm out of here, TJ.
Yep.
All good. Get out of here. Enjoy.
As soon as I see those parachutes come out, I'm out of here.
We can follow you along at ZizzoRacing.com. Very much an awareness on as well, NHRA.com. They've got all the driver profiles there. So much fun to have you guys on the show. I really appreciate it each year. And what'd you bring for the folks here to give away?
Piston and rod combinations, absolutely. They're always a treasure on someone's desk somewhere. Whatever we could do for you guys, I always appreciate it. I come here and I'm looking, going through some things upstairs in our attic on things that I could bring, and I always think that that's a good token of appreciation.
Well, we appreciate you signing the autograph on there. Tony, are you on there too? Good.
Me too.
Dad's on there too. Top Fuel piston rod combination. You can actually win that just by being here at the show. Tonight, we're giving it away to anybody who shows up at Paulie's Pub and Eatery. By all means, let's give a big hand, please, to Tony and TJ Zizzo for joining us here, guys. Thanks for being on the program.
Thank you.
Thanks for making the time. We wish you well.
We'll see you next year, huh?
Well, hopefully if you win at the U.S. Nationals.
Well, I'll see you,
yeah.
But we'll be here next year.
Right. If you win at the U.S. Nationals, I might come to your front door and say, I need to do a show inside Lincolnshire, Illinois. Let's go. Because we do have the world's fastest body shop manager and a great shop to celebrate with. We're coming right back with Evan Hassler, who's racing a lot, on Sundays at least at Slinger. We're going to find out more about his exciting run to race for late model championships at Slinger, and he's certainly got a lot of really fast race car already in 2026. We're right back after these words. We're live at Paulie's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield. Come on down and join the racing crowd.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, RacingRoundUpShow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
This Sunday evening at the Slinger Super Speedway, we feature a 50-lap Uptown late model race. Gates open at 4:30, racing at 6:30 p.m. 2026 high school grads get in free with ID. Get tickets at SlingerSuperSpeedway.com.
Organize like the pros with Hefner Racing Products. Take your trailer to the next level. Upgrade your garage, streamline your shop. Whether you're tearing up the track or tackling home projects, Hefner Racing Products has you covered with the best made and widest variety of organizational accessories made right here in Wisconsin. Shop online now at hrpracing.com.
Race car components for gearheads in Beaver Dam is your race car parts destination. Anna Gerke and the Gross family of racers stock thousands of parts for short track racers on dirt and pavement. Race car components is the manufacturer of championship-winning Copperhead gears. Save on the shipping cost of MD3 body panels. Parts in stock. Get your G60 Hoosier tires siped, grooved, and signed. See Anna in the Gearheads Parts Van at Gravity Park. Visit Race Car Components for Gearheads.
The Gravely Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, four-wheel, two-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
We're hanging out with you on this Tuesday evening. Glad to have you with us. We'd like to remind you that Polly's Pub and Eatery has great shuttles to Brewer games, concerts, even to Green Bay for Luke Combs a couple weeks ago. They've got it going on here. Check out their website, pollyspubandEatery.com. They also have a shuttle going to what is called the Prelude to the Nationals at Slinger Super Speedway. They've got a suite. They've got mixers, canned beer, soda, water, admission, round-trip transportation, burgers, brats, potato salad, taco dip, chips, and snacks in a VIP suite. Does that sound enticing to you? They're doing it right here from Polly's Pub and Eatery to Slinger Speedway on Sunday night, July 11th. It's all in a VIP suite, a pit tour, and a chance at a pace car ride that night as well. You can sign up online, pollyspubandEatery.com. Very limited seating for the VIP experience at the world's fastest quarter-mile oval. Again, that's coming your way thanks to Polly's. He's taking one of his many shuttle buses to Slinger Speedway for the Sunday night Prelude to the Nationals, Sunday night, July 11th. That's a huge weekend, and you'll get to see our next guest performing there that evening in a late model. We want to encourage you to join the racing crowd next week on Tuesday, June 9th. Join the racing crowd at a bunch of racers and a car show at our Johnson & Sons Paving Road Show. Next Tuesday, we're taking the show on the road, live at the Cellar in Oak Creek on Oakwood Road. It's Oak Creek Automotive Night as we celebrate Bobby G's birthday with racers he sponsors. Details on our schedule page, our website, racingroundupshow.com. And in 2 weeks' time, on Tuesday, June 16th, why not tell you about that now? We are live with another Johnson & Sons Road Show at Smoke on the Water in Okauchee, overlooking the lake. We'll have a full cast of Johnson & Sons paving sponsored drivers, plus Midwest Truck Series winner Aaron Moyer. Our schedule page has the address and our latest show locations. We're back here at Polly's on Tuesday night, June 23rd. This portion of our show is brought to you by the Midwest Legends Dirt Series. They're racing across the upper Midwest and their finest tracks they run at. Congrats to the LaSalle Speedway winner, Austin Winkle, who beat recent show guest Hayden Schmuel and Adam Zellmer. The series is supported by Legends Direct, NNS Towing, Spankins Motorsports, Rush Race Suits, Fall River Foundry, and Arrow Race Wheels. They're racing again this Friday and Saturday at Red Cedar Speedway on Friday and at Rice Lake Speedway on Saturday. And they're joining the great weekly racing divisions at Wilmot Raceway on Saturday night, June 13th. Find out more about this exciting series by visiting their Facebook page, Midwest Legends Dirt Series. One driver or family each week we single out and say, you know what, we got to highlight that driver. You know why? Because Anderson Maple Syrup is a great company based in Wisconsin. And this is time to recognize our Anderson Maple Syrup Racing Short Track Spotlight driver. Anderson's is a proud sponsor and supporter of World of Outlaws sprint car racer Bill Baylog. Try Anderson's in your coffee or tea or a vanilla ice cream. Buy Anderson's Maple Syrup at your favorite grocer. Shop Anderson'sMapleSyrup.com. Please help me welcome this week's Anderson Maple Syrup Racing Spotlight driver. He's been fast at Slinger Super Speedway this season. He's been fast a couple of years now in a late model. Let's welcome in Evan Hatzler. Evan, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. You woke up this morning not feeling the greatest. I'm glad you made the time to come. And it's really neat to know you're going back racing this Sunday to prove that car is fast again.
Yeah, we wrecked it Sunday night pretty bad, and I'm pretty excited to go back and win again.
And you had a tribute paint scheme I saw. What's all that all about?
Yeah, my dad's cousin Bob Weiss ran it in 1992, I think, and he's always helped me, with the car and just helped us kind of get into racing, so I figured I'd tribute it to him.
That's really cool. And when it comes to you guys, you've been racing there a long time. You kind of grew up with the track, didn't you?
Yeah, I grew up watching my brother race late models and four-cylinders, and we raced all different kinds of things, dirt bikes, everything. But we all came back to Slinger in the end.
What were your first laps at Slinger in a race car for real? What was it?
When I was 10 years old in a four-cylinder.
How old are you now?
I'm 19.
So that's a long time ago, man. That's a decade ago. It literally is a lifelong passion. When it comes to late model racing, what have you learned is the hardest thing to accomplish week to week or race to race?
Bringing a fast car is really hard with these things. Temperature, anything can change. The way a cloud goes under the sun, it just changes every little thing in the car, and that's the hardest thing, is bringing a fast car every week.
Do you get there early enough to take some practice laps on a given Sunday, or is it only when you think you need it?
Yeah, if I think I need practice, I'll even show up on a weekday and go practice, test, see if we can get fast. I'm never really fast in practice until, race time is usually when I come alive, but if I'm fast in practice, the guys better watch out.
Yeah, 2 races so far this season. Evan actually won the race, and then unfortunately was a post-race infraction. Had the cell phone, shouldn't have had it, whatever, but you got a fast race car. And they know you got a fast race car.
Yeah, pretty much every week around Slinger, I've been pretty good, since I got the car. Actually, the first week I drove it, I won with it. Ever since then, I've just kind of hit it off, and we're fast every single weekend.
One more component to all of this is there's 2 guys that have raced a ton in Big 8, 2 guys that have raced a ton at Madison, at Rockford, at Iliana, at Grundy. Yeah, I'm naming tracks that aren't even open anymore. We got guys that are racing against you for points. John Reynolds Jr. and Zach Riddle raced again this past weekend. I saw him race the first night. How important is that to you to know that they've got that experience and you've got your own pride, but those guys have a ton of laps just about everywhere. How does that deepen the field and your worries or your satisfaction when it comes to racing at Slinger?
I like when we get big name competitive cars like that because it's another guy that we have to beat, and it's a good car to base off of and with where we are for speed and everything. So I like when those guys show up and I can follow them around or even pass them.
Yeah, and there's no question you're right there in the mix every time you go hit the racetrack. I think the first time I saw you in the results anyway was like Labor Day of 2023 in a late model. Is that right? Then you ran 24, 25?
20. Oh, yeah, actually, Labor Day. I drove my brother's car.
Yeah.
I worked on it for a couple of years, and he finally said, you can drive it.
So you worked on him, and then you worked on the car. Like, I got to drive this thing, man.
Yeah, I finally got my shot. I bent 2 wheels, door bar, but I finished 4th.
There you go. There you go. So that gave you the idea. How long have you had this current race car that's been so fast?
Since June 7th, I believe, of 2024.
All right. Was that car the one that you came out was just black with the chrome numbers?
Oh, yeah.
Making a statement?
Yep. I bought it on June 7th and one on June 9th.
You won twice that year. So you got 4th in the points in 25, 8th in the points in 24. More importantly, how much effort does it take, knowing you're not racing every week, thank goodness, but to get the maximum points each and every night? There's heat race points and all things considered.
Yeah, I really got to focus hard on race pace. I'm never good in qualifying. Most of the time I actually miss the invert, or I start up front and kind of mess around. But, yeah, I miss the invert almost every other week, it seems like. But then race pace, I come around, and that's a big thing. It's just making sure I can race. I've never really focused too hard on qualifying because it's just too – I don't know if it's the pressure or what it is, but never been good there, and I focus on the race to get points.
I appreciate your honesty because some guys will be like, yeah, I just said this and that the track was slippery, whatever. Earnhardt was a horrible qualifier too, if that's any consolation. Every now and then he won a pole, but not often. He's always kind of chasing somebody else. So give me somebody else to chase. When it comes to a slick racetrack at Slinger, do you like it slicker? Do you like it like when the grip spray on top is working?
I don't know. I don't really like certain like the way the track is. Certainly, I guess I just like running it, I guess. Go out there, no matter what it is, I'm going to try my best, and I'm going to do what I can to win.
And how many people, say like me, have tried iRacing thanks to SRX at Slinger Speedway and give you advice? How many people come to you say, well, when I ran my street stock there last week on iRacing, I did this. Any of that going on?
Yeah, there's quite a few people actually just through iRacing. They're like, you should try this or this and that. And I'm like, yeah, we've tried that, but I don't know. It doesn't really compare to once you get there in real life.
When it comes to preparation, who all helps you with that race car to get prepared when you go racing, including this Sunday at Slinger Super Speedway?
Me and my brother mostly do all the work to the car. John right there, he helps me with body stuff and whatever he can, mechanically. But me and my brother we keep it in shape and we scale it every week and we make sure the shocks are good, blah, blah, blah. We go through the whole thing.
Well, that's a long list though, right?
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Yeah.
But we got the car from Alex Prunty. He gave me a baseline setup. And from there, we just pretty much hit it off.
And he's pretty good there, too.
Yep.
Yeah. He's won a few championships in pros and supers now. When it comes to the support you have, who are the sponsors? Who are the main people that help you go to the racetrack and you recognize when you win races?
Braking Equipment. He's a new sponsor for us this year. He's on the quarter panel of the car. Weissman Auto. He's helped me for years, since 4-cylinders. I think since even go-karts. He's been on my brother's car. He's just always been around the car. Roland Transport. That's where I work. He's always helped me no matter what. If I'm down in a tough spot, he'll help me out. My brother, Jake, he sponsors the car. He gets me tires. He lets me take his pickup if I need it, or he'll pay for fuel in the car, whatever he can to help, he does.
Great.
Tremmel Farms is one of my dad's friends. He just, whenever he can help on the car, he loves helping. Dave Hahn Trucking. He's there every single weekend watching. He doesn't really get into the working on the car, but he would if he could. Benninger Concrete Construction. He's helped me ever since I got the car. No matter what, I need tires, he's there. I need a motor, he's there. Whatever. Joe Mama's Bar and Grill. They just kind of grew up around Joe Mama's, going to the bar, and we bring the car to the car show, so they help us a lot.
Cool.
And then Full Throttle Transportation Services. New sponsor this year. He actually just.
Do they have like a top fuel drag car like TJ going 332?
No, not quite. He's got a couple semi.
Get you to school in 90 seconds. Oh, it's a what?
Yep.
A dump truck.
He's got semi trucks.
Semi trucks. Okay, same thing. Yeah.
He actually texted me one year. He said, "Hey, I think my logo would look cool on your car." So ever since then, he's been on the car.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
That's pretty much it. Preferred Plumbing helps me out too a lot. He's actually right here in West Dallas, and he got on the car last year and helped me get a new motor when I blew it up last year.
Wow, great company to have in your corner, especially when it comes to those big-time chunks of money. You're like, where do I get that? And thanks to the Preferred Plumbing for doing that. When it comes to the grandstands, I think you are among many that you have your own cheering section. Or is it multiple cheering sections? I've seen the shirts in the stands at Slinger. How many people roll with you when you go to the racetrack and see you after the races and want to talk to you?
There's quite a few. I run a lot of different tracks. I like to, I don't like to just be a Slinger guy. I like to race
Where else
Jefferson.
do you race? Okay.
Jefferson, Dells, really anywhere I can when the week is open or the day is open. If I got a race car, I might as well race it. So there's different people from different tracks, but mostly my family, Auntie Terry, my sisters come and help, my nephews, my nieces, just pretty much everyone in my family likes to come and support me.
So we know you're racing Slinger this Sunday. Where else are you racing the next couple weeks?
I'm going to go to Jefferson and try my luck there. I had good luck my first year. I showed up 3 times and won 2. So
yeah,
I like to go there and just, I don't know, it's a fun track. It's a little slower pace compared to Slinger, so it's a little laid back, and it's just a fun track to race.
Anybody else we need to recognize and thank for all the things you get to do and publicize with what you get going on?
I think that's it.
All right. It's great to have you on the program. Where can we follow you on socials?
Evan Hassler. I just kind of run my Facebook page through my own personal page.
Okay. Well, see him. Is it this Saturday, Jefferson?
Not this Saturday. I got to get the car fixed up. I think maybe next weekend. I think we have off.
Look for him at Jefferson or Slinger Speedway. Looking forward to seeing you compete this season. We'll keep track of you all season long on this program. I'll have a big hand, everybody, for Evan Hassler joining us here. Take some time out of his busy day to get that car ready, and really appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you on. We're giving away tickets to this Sunday's Slinger Super Speedway Racing. We got other giveaways to do after the show as well. By all means, come on down and join the racing crowd, and we'll get some giveaways after our show ends. And we're back here to talk about Bill Holland. We got short track results and more. A lot more to come yet on this edition of the Racing Roundup Show.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Johnson & Sons Paving is an asphalt and concrete paving contractor serving southern Wisconsin and proudly sponsors our weekly Bill Holland in the Groove segment. Trust the team of experts offering a full range of asphalt and concrete construction services for customers from Dane County to Fond du Lac and from Sheboygan to Kenosha County. Johnson & Sons Paving is proud to meet or beat their clients' timeline while exceeding expectations. Homeowners and business owners alike depend on the racers at Johnson & Sons Paving to stay on budget and to get in and out quickly while keeping their property safe and accessible at all times. For all of your asphalt and concrete needs, get started by going online to johnsonsonspaving.com.
Adams Towing offers expert heavy-duty towing services for the entire state of Wisconsin from their Plover headquarters. Since 1961, 3 generations of heavy-duty towing specialists and racing supporters have provided towing, flatbed, and reload service, plus winching and upright, long boom service, truck starting, and cleanup. Adams Towing proudly sponsors Ryan Farrell's Super Late Model team. Put Adams Towing and their experienced team and their fleet of heavy-duty tow trucks and rollbacks to work for you. Call Adams Towing today at 715-344-3836.
Automatic Transmission Design is located in Germantown, Wisconsin. They've been hard at work the last 15 years in perfecting the best performance racing transmissions and converters. The folks at ATD have made it possible to offer the best quality and most affordably priced winning components for off-road, drag racing, truck pulling, and circle track applications. ATD may not be the biggest or most famous company in the marketplace, but they have the will and put in that extra effort to provide you with the best products available. ATD's certified technicians go through a comprehensive quality checklist on every transmission and converter they build. Then it's tested on their in-house dyno. Only then is the product ready for shipment to the customer. ATD takes these steps to provide you with the best quality products every time. They are 100% guaranteed. Their no returns policy makes sure it's right the first time. The The next time you need a performance transmission or converter, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Hey there, this is Leon from LD's Barbecue. Open Wednesday through Sunday in East Troy. Not only do we serve your favorites every day, but we also provide catering for graduations, weddings, office parties, and more. Stop in and try our award-winning food, sauces, and rubs. Check us out on Facebook for daily specials. LD's Barbecue in East Troy. Remember, we'll smoke your butt.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When your foundation is in need of repair, you need three things: an honest opinion, quality work, and fair prices. Call American.
Trust and dedication. That's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For 35 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emission testing, tires, and complete auto, truck, and SUV repair. From oil changes to transmission replacement. 414-761-3250 to schedule your free inspection appointment. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th in Drexel to the experts at Oak Creek Automotive. Check out our website, RacingRoundupShow.com, to watch show archives, see photos from decades of our program, and links to support our awesome show advertisers. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
We have a great program for you scheduled next Tuesday. We'll be at Oak Creek Automotive Night at the Cellar in Oak Creek. That's 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a bunch of racers coming. There's a car show, no doubt, in the parking lot. A bunch of fun on the patio. It's a really cool setting. Great food as well. So come hungry. Come join us next Tuesday for our Johnson & Sons Paving Road Show on Oak Creek Automotive Night at the Cellar in Oak Creek. I'd like to thank and recognize these show sponsors: Adams Towing, Bonafide Security Solutions, Autotrans Design, Source Services, Rapina Realty, Olson's Outdoor Power, Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin, Polly's Pub and Eatery, the Badger Kart Club, Race Car Components for Gearheads in Beaver Dam, Johnson & Sons Paving, LD's Barbecue, Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup, and Wabam. They're some of our sponsors that make this 42nd season possible. So please support them. We can't thank them enough. We are right now. We're thanking them now for their support on the program. Please support them and say, hey, I saw it or heard it on the Racing Roundup Show. It goes a long way for everybody. This portion of our show is brought to you by the Midwest Truck Series, which is supported by the Fox in Marshall and Toby's Race Products. Toby Race Products. We'll have event coverage from Golden Sands coming up at Bell Holland's exclusive in the Groove Report. Next up for the truckers is Saturday, June 13th at Marshfield Motor Speedway. For the latest series info, stay tuned to our show and visit MidwestTruckSeries.com. Here's a reminder to watch our Saturday shows. We take 30 minutes of our show on Tuesdays and we combine it and make it all magically happen into a 30-minute TV show on Saturdays on CW18 Milwaukee at 11:30 a.m. Central Time. And the idea about it is we want to get more people involved. We got to get more exposure for racing. We're averaging thousands of people every week that are maybe watching that show and don't watch our show on Tuesday. So we want to get the word out. We appreciate every sponsor that's part of our program for that as well. But you're welcome to join us. You can watch it online as it happens at 11:30 a.m. on CW18Milwaukee.com. You can also hit the DVR button and watch it then, like I do, on Saturdays. It's 11:30 a.m. The Racing Roundup Show on TV on CW18 Milwaukee, the home of the NASCAR O'Reilly Series. It's time for the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report. See the racers at Team Bonafide for custom-made security doors, programmed card access, cameras and alarm systems for your home or business. They have on-call locksmiths. They are ready to go. It's a lock. Call Bonafide at 262-790-9400 or go online to bonafidesafe.com. They protect what you value. Last week's show guest, Turk Letizia, put up $4,800 to the winner of the Wham Dirt Kings Diamond 48 held at 141 Speedway on Saturday night. Turk did finish 12th in the A main with Jesse Glenn's the big winner. BMR Electric Carts owner Brad Miller finished 15th. The Dirt King race on Saturday night at Angel Park Speedway in Sun Prairie was won by Brett Swedberg. He was crowned King of the Park. Bradley finished 4th and Turk finished 6th. Zach Bowden won the Badger Midget Series race on Saturday night at the Plymouth Dirt Track. It was a rough ending for Badger racer Todd Cleaver in the A main. With 8 laps to go, Cleaver closed quickly on Bowden's car for the lead and launched off of Bowden's right rear going for the lead entering turn 3. Cleaver went for a nasty twisting flip Saturday night and is on the mend with a hand injury. Our wishes for a speedy recovery for Todd and for Brandon Welty, for that matter, who flipped on lap 3 of the feature at Plymouth. He rebounded by finishing 3rd in Sunday night's big Dalkey Memorial Race that paid $5,000 to win. Drake Edwards won that one. He driving for Chase McDermott at Angel Park Speedway on Sunday night. This Sunday night, Angel Park Speedway, the Badger Midgets are joined by Anderson Syrup-sponsored Bill Balog on the World of Outlaws for the Ted Johnson Memorial. Ted Johnson was a Madison native. You may not know this. He also credits the World of Outlaws 4 wide to Sun Prairie. They always do 4 wide on the big shows, the 50-lap races they used to have back in the day. So he adopted that for the World of Outlaws when he started it back in 1978. So it's kind of cool that this is the Ted Johnson Memorial near his hometown of Madison. But yeah, the founder of the Outlaws said, hey, I went to Angel Park Speedway, learned the 4 wide. Because they did it there, we adapted it for the World of Outlaws. So now you know a little bit more history about the guy behind the name of the race this coming Sunday night, Outlaws at Angel Park Speedway. Winners Friday night at Madison International Speedway outside the capital city, where Blake Nottestad and Brett Edmonds in late models, Nick Schneider and Waylon Robinson in Misfits, Christopher Webb and Gracie Flanagan in 6-shooters, and Nick Schmidt doubled up on both Bandit feature victories. This Friday is Monster Trucks plus Misfits, Legends and Midwest Dash with kids 11 and under free. We have tickets to give away after the show, or you can find out all information about getting tickets for you and your family at misracing.com. They have family pricing as well. 2 of my friends who go out to a lot of short track races both said this past Saturday's Trickle 99 at Dells Raceway Park was the best race they've seen in a long time. A lot of action. It was the second race in the Alive for 5, paying $5,000 to win for super late models. 40 laps of side-by-side racing for the lead between Luke Fenhouse on the inside and Paulie Schaefer on the outside. Schaefer eventually fell back to third, which left Fenhouse and Ty Fredrickson to take the gloves off and race the lead, and there's where some paint swapping as well. Some interesting things talked about on socials after as well. Ultimately, with under 5 to go, Fredrickson got into Fenhouse off turn 2, which allowed Schaefer to take the lead back and the victory. Oak Creek Automotive sponsored Casey Johnson, lowered the qualifying track record and raced to 8th in the A-Main in the 99-lap feature. Jeff Storm was 19th ahead of Ryan Farrell. Hopefully we'll see those guys next week if given the chance. They're both sponsored by Oak Creek Automotive. Hope they join us on the patio at the Cellar on our show next Tuesday. Ryan's also supported by Adams Towing, one of our great sponsors. Diamond Racing Wheels brings us our Dells Raceway Park coverage. They are your destination for custom chrome finished wheels, stock car, road racing, autocross, dirt track, and off-road beadlock wheels, and more. Their website is diamondracingwheels.com. This Saturday night at Dells Raceway Park is Blystone's Towing and Repair Night at the races. Qualifying is at 4:30, racing at 6 for bandos, late models, hobby stocks, mods, and sportsmen. Details on their website, dellsracewaypark.com. Plymouth Dirt Track winners on Saturday night were Matt Urban in Modifieds. We already said Zach Bowden and the Badger Midgets, Jeff Mulbauer of Elkhart Lake and Grand Nationals, and recent show guest Ben Schmidt in the 360 Sprints. The World of Outlaws race this Saturday night at the Plymouth Dirt Track, joined by the 360s. Here's another reminder, Outlaws race Saturday at Plymouth, Sunday at Angel Park. Slinger Super Speedway hosted family night at the families of the Slinger family that have recently passed away on Johnson & Sons Paving Remembrance Night. Of course, Faye Hendricks was there. I knew a lot of folks, and it was great to see a lot of folks being recognized and in attendance, representing families of those who passed that are so much part of the Slinger fabric. R.J. Braun won over his brother Billy in the late model feature. John Janus Jr. in Outlaw late models. Robert Fritsch in Crown Vics. Carl Ben won in Slinger Bees, and Andrew Borntrager won the Legends feature. Oliver Weinkoff over Harley Johnson in the bandos. This Saturday night features late models, Slinger Bees, Super Bees, Sportsmen, and UTVs, with all 2026 high school graduates admitted free with student ID at Slinger. Friday night winners at Gravity Park in Chilton were Jake Richards in Legends, Mark Hepner over Copperhead Gears sponsored Eddie Gross in LS Late Models, Brad Lobach in Stock Cars, Steve Mueller in A Modifieds, Tony Gates in Sport Mods, Roman Blank in Street Stocks, James Reese in 4 Cylinders, and our upcoming guest on Tuesday, June 23rd, Lincoln Kane, went to the dirt and won at Gravity Park. He's a really fast on pavement, too. He won the Midwest Legends Dirt Series feature, in which our guest last week, Lily Fossbender, finished 18th. Our Gravity Park coverage this season is sponsored by Race Car Components for Gearheads in Beaver Dam. To find out about their in-stock parts, including MD3 body panels, G60 Hoosier tires, and a championship-winning Copperhead gear package for you, search Copperhead Gears on Facebook. This Friday night, the Dirt Devil Grand Nationals join the lineup at Gravity Park. Fan gates open at 5 p.m. Kyle Larson, as we talked about with our first guest, won last night's Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing Sprint Car Race at Davenport Speedway. He wrestled lead away from point leader Aaron Weitzel and won the convincingly over Brent Marks and Gio Selzy. The High Limit Series races in far northwest Wisconsin this week, twice before heading back to Iowa. CK Contractors LLC supports our Wilmot coverage for lot clearing or brush and debris, or lot grading, or designing that lakeshore restoration along Lake Michigan. They could do it all. Big or small pond building, they got it for you. They're the professionals. Chris Klemko and the gang can get it done at ckcontractorsllc.com. Last Saturday was Monster Trucks. This Saturday at Wilmot Raceway on the Kenosha County Fairgrounds is the Kenosha County Big Iron Clash with the Badger truck and tractor pulls. Details at WilmotRaceway.com. If you subscribe to Track TV, you can watch on demand my interview with Keelan and Kevin Harvick and other drivers on the Bull Ring podcast we did live in Wenatchee, Washington on Friday night. And if you subscribe to Flow Racing, you can watch my call this past Saturday. It's $25,000 to win Wenatchee 200 Super Late race for the Cars Tour West Super Late models on the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval owned by Garrett Evans. It's in Wenatchee, Washington. And as Dick Trickle would say, it was a race of nutrition, meaning attrition. A lot of cars had issues, and a certain select number finished. It was won by 2022 Koike Cup champ Dylan Zampa, cashing in on his biggest Super Late model win ever, $25,000 to win in that race on the big quarter mile. This Friday, I'll be working at the Michigan International Speedway on the production crew for the Erica Menards Series race, which airs live on FS2 at 4 p.m. Central. We're coming right back with Bill Holland and going racing around the central Wisconsin area, thanks to our friends at Johnson & Son Paving. Bill Holland in the groove next on the Racing Roundup Show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
For your next purge or project, go with the pros. Source Services. Champion driver and Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Famer Dan Source founded Source Services in 1988 with one truck, one employee, and a tireless work ethic. Through the dedicated work of Dan and his employees, Source Services LLC is southeastern Wisconsin's leading waste container rental company. Dropped and picked up by professionals, you can rent a dumpster for up to 60 days. Source Services sorts and recycles to reduce the amount of waste going into landfills. Go with the pros at sourceservices.com.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to our show. We want to remind you that Boring Bob has a tour going to the Joliet Raceway. Joliet actually is called Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois. And according to his flyer card he handed me last week, it's the NASCAR Cup cars racing at Joliet of the Illinois. He's got a very unique way of saying things. It's memorable, right? You can sign up to go with Boring Bob by calling Boring Bob or visiting his website, boringbobtours.com. The bus on Sunday, July 5th, races its way from Gaslight West at 84th and Cold Spring down to Joliet, and it comes right back after the race. No hassle, no worries. Hop on the bus and go. Boring Bob also has escorted NASCAR tours coming ahead to Bristol Night Race on September 26th. He's going to get a bunch of people again going to Phoenix. That race is in October this year, not the season finale. It's October 18th. And for the Daytona 500 next year in February, he's always had great tickets to Daytona 500. So get it all in mind, get all the thought, get all the friends together, hop on the bus to Joliet from Gaslight West to Joliet and back on Sunday, July 5th when the NASCAR Cup Series returns to Chicagoland Speedway. It's a Boring Bob escorted NASCAR tour. You can also give him a call at 414-321-1307. You can pick up one of these cards as well. It's got a bunch of information on there and a couple of ways to spell things you never heard of. But that's what Bob does. It's kind of fun. We got these for you to grab onto, and then you have the dates in front of you here at the show. So thanks, Bob, for your support, and jump on the Boring Bob escorted NASCAR tour. Hey, this portion of our show is brought to you by the Schleifer Auto Body family. They are in Lannon. They can do any kind of body work for your vehicle. They've got 4 generations of racers helping you out in Lannon. They could get it done the right way. They work with all insurance companies. Search Schleifer Auto Body on Facebook for their great award-winning projects. And stop on by if you want to see the racers at work before they go racing in the bumper-to-bumper Auto Value IRA Outlaw Sprint Series. We now are welcoming a gentleman back to the show who had a busy time. You've been busy everywhere, Bill. I'm looking forward to this one. You said, can I have a little more time to tell the story about one of the original Trickle 99 events? It was a lot of fun, wasn't it, covering those races?
Well, the interesting thing is Memorial Day weekend is obviously a huge weekend in motorsports. In central Wisconsin, this Memorial Day Monday event at Golden Sands Speedway goes back decades.
Yep.
And it's always been a big event. In recent years, it's, in addition to honoring our nation's heroes, Dick Trickle's memory has been incorporated into the event. He had a race shop just down the road from Golden Sands Speedway for many years, and he considered Golden Sands as a home track. He told me that back in 07, I believe. So it's a natural tie-in. It's always one of the biggest events of the year at the Power Playground. What's interesting is this year, in addition to the super lates, a big field of Midwest trucks showed up. And I thought the racing on the truck side, that's why I wanted the extra time.
Yeah.
I knew the super lates, you put fast cars in 99 laps on an 85-degree day. They're going to be slipping and sliding. It's going to be interesting. But we had a lot going on in a short amount of time.
Racers, racing action, interviews like nobody else. Let's get right to it. Inch up closer to that screen you're watching our show on right now. It's time for Bill Holland and the Groove, brought to you by Johnson & Sons Paving.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the Groove at Golden Sands Speedway. Memorial Day racing is a tradition that goes back a lot of years at Central Wisconsin's Power Playground. These days, the Dick Trickle 99, one of the biggest shows of the year at this racetrack. Three-time defending Golden Sands champion Justin Mondike's chasing the one big win that's eluded him here.
This is the only big race here at Plover that we've never won, so been really close. I think we've finished second 3 or 4 times. We just got to be a little bit better, and hopefully we can do that today.
Two-time ASA Midwest Tour champ Gabe Summers is a past winner of this event. The racer from nearby Plover with a lot of fans in the stands today.
We'll do our best to try to keep it clean and keep the tires under it as long as we can and just be there at the end. We'll see what happens.
Two-time track champion Wyatt Brooks has led this race but never won it. He's running the car his team named Frankenstein. Wrecked at the Milwaukee Mile more than a decade ago and brought back to the racetrack.
I mean, everybody else is kind of making big leaps to their new equipment, and we're trying to play catch up here. So we can figure out a little staple piece for this car, I think we'll be all right.
Four-time Trickle 99 winner John Beal is the driver everyone has their eye on today. He's fastest in qualifying, but knows that's not where the race is won.
The day races get you really loose, so it doesn't matter how your car is right now at all, or even in qualifying or the heat race. It's what is it going to be like on lap 99? That's the question.
The Midwest Truck Series is here with more than 30 entries. Among them, former Golden Sands Pro Late Model champ Brady Bill, pulling double duty today.
It's a lot of fun. It's tiring, I can tell you that. You hop in one, get out of that one, get another one, but it's a lot of fun.
Wheeling the number 5, fourth-generation racer Reed Sauter in his Midwest Truck Series debut.
I really do like the fact that I'm a fourth-generation driver. I think it shows a lot. So, I mean, yeah, it's rare. So, I like that fact a lot.
This event is a homecoming for Kevin Canesi in the 33, an outstanding football player in high school and at UW Stevens Point.
Playing football for as long as I did, the knees and shoulders and all kind of joints kind of took a beating, but sitting in one of these and still getting the opportunity to compete is it's good for the soul.
In qualifying, it's another local, Scott Ciselski, taking his first ever fast time in the Truck Series.
Got to keep in my mind it's St. Plover, and we just got to do what we've done for a lot of years here. So keep it clean and hopefully finish out front at the end of the day.
We have twin heat races for the super late models. In the first, that's young gun Matt Gajewski in the 27, leading track champion Justin Mondike's 44 and Steve Litchfield in the 32. Last lap, and it's Gajewski, son of longtime Central Wisconsin standout M.G. Gajewski, first to the checkers.
we don't go around all the S42 shows and stuff, so when the big boys come here for any special days, it does mean a lot.
Heat 2 has a wild ride for Jared DeBoer in the Black 2 car, off the track in turn 1. The Marshfield track champion's okay, but done for today. Back to green flag racing, with Fox Valley racer Ty Feetzer in the 19, leading the white 2 car of Darren Jackson. Feetzer races this car as a pro late model. Today he put the big tires on and takes a heat race win against the super lates.
It was okay. It wasn't great. We were trying to mess around with a little bump stop in it, and I decided for the heat race, I was like, well, the car felt decent before, so let's take the bumps all out of it and let's go back to how we run the pro late, and it was obviously good enough to win the heat race.
Midwest Truck Series B feature has 15 drivers racing for 5 transfer spots. Laney Osborne in the 3 and Tom Steinbach in the 28, leading the field to green. It's going to take some driving to make the main event today. Steinbach running 3rd. He's ahead of former series champ Jerry Wood in the 73 and Nick Van holding the final transfer spot in the 24. Last lap, and it's Race Olson in the 15, challenging Osborne for the lead. Olson ahead coming out of 4. Laney Osborne first to the line by inches.
We were having so many problems with it today and yesterday, and finally I just had to learn that I had to be patient and not burn the tires off. It's a big thing.
Former series champion Tristan Swanson and past Golden Sands winner Jeff Holtz on the front row as 24 truckers take the green flag for 50 laps in their main event. Swanson in the 23, leading Holtz in 2nd. Grant Griesbach in the 60, Blake Brown 71, and the bright orange 70 of Brady Bill. Here comes Holtz. He's a past winner of this race. The Franksville, Wisconsin veteran trying to get past Swanson. Former Truck Series champion Jerry Wood taking the 73 to the pits. And a real scrap behind the leader. Jeff Holtz, Grant Griesbach, fast qualifier Scott Siselski in the 21, Blake Brown and Brady Bill. And this is crazy. 4 wide battling for 2nd place. Everyone keeps going. The 21 has damage but might be the fastest truck on the racetrack. Siselski passing Blake Brown, who won the series opener for 2nd. 3 truck to the pits. 2-time defending series champion Brandon Reichenberger out of the race. Scott Siselski is up to 2nd. The former 4-cylinder champion here having his biggest day yet in the Midwest Truck Series. Up front, Tristan Swanson has the field covered. The former series champion with his 2nd straight win in 2026. This young racer out of Newmarket, Minnesota, with an interesting connection to central Wisconsin.
My grandfather was actually one of Marv Mazovka's crew guys, so that's where the 91 originated in my family and in my super lates and stuff like that. So that's kind of where my family picked off, and yeah, they, traveled everywhere, racing against Dick, and to win a race in memorial of him, it's pretty special.
Glenwood City, Minnesota's Weston Marthaler in the 100 and Wausau, Wisconsin's Race Hayes in the 02 on the front row as the super late models come to green for 99 laps. Gabe Summers started right behind the leaders. He's making his move on the inside to take the lead from Marthaler. And this could be bad news for the rest of the field. 4-time defending race champion John Beal is on the move, passing former State Park Speedway champ Brock Heinrich in the 52 for 3rd. Our fast qualifier continuing to move up. Beal passing Race Hayes for the 2nd spot. John Beal and Gabe Summers have battled in this race at this place before. We'll see if the 5 can chase down the 15. Caution flies. Weston Marthaler's gone around on the front stretch. Back to green flag racing with Gabe Summers, the hometown favorite, leading John Beal, the 4-time defending race champion. This is the race for 3rd on back. Race Hayes, 3-time Golden Sands champ Justin Mondyke, and Brock Heinrich. Mondyke trying to race his way to the front, making the pass on Hayes for 3rd. Brady Bill's driven more laps than anyone today on a very hot afternoon, but the 70 won't finish this one. Up front, Gabe Summers is carving up this field. Beal in 2nd, not able to challenge the leader. At the finish, it's Gabe Summers with his second Trickle 99 win at Golden Sands.
Been running really good. We've been running up front. Just kind of had some bad luck here and there. Just finished second yesterday. So come here and get the win. I mean, it caps off the weekend pretty nice. And couldn't do it better way here in Plover with all the fans out here.
Gabe Summers with a commanding and popular win, as the Plover driver is from literally just down the road. I'm Bill Holland. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who makes this program possible, including our sponsor, Johnson & Sons Paving. We'll see you next time we go in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
How about a nice hand for Bill Howell? That was a lot of great coverage, Bill. A lot of good nuggets. I kept listening. I'm like, wait, I didn't know that. I didn't know that Sisilski was a guy that won a championship at Golden Sands.
And had an amazing day. Fast qualifying time, came through the field, and not a lot of guys are coming through the field in the Midwest Truck Series these days. The competition is very equal. A lot of really good drivers are starting, say, 10th and ending up, say, 6th. So Scotty racing his way up to second, and what he might have been able to do with a late race caution, well, we won't know.
And did you know Tristan Swanson's car number was after Marv Zofka because of his grandpa's deal with being a crew guy?
I did not know that.
All right, cool.
I thought I remembered Gordy Swanson buying a Mid-American truck from Terry Marzofka in the early 2000s, late 90s.
Wow.
But I could be wrong on that.
Yeah. Wow.
So sometimes you remember wrong. You ever have that happen?
Yeah. Well, thanks to Pat Haney, we got a bunch of Midwest racing news in the 1960s and 70s. So if we want to go back in time, Pat's got a lot of these. He brought a handful of them tonight again to give away. This one details the 1973 Can-Am race at Road America. So that's on the front cover. Whole lot of cool stuff to read. This is among the cool things we get to give away for people to read and relive and not correct us. I don't like being corrected. No, I'm kidding. It's okay if you correct us, but our memory is long. But these take us back to a lot of cool times in racing. And Bill, thanks again. Looking forward to next Tuesday's In the Groove Report. We're live at the Cellar. Hope you can make the trek down and have some fun with us.
We will have as always, we'll do our best.
Absolutely. We're going to be hanging out with you next week at the Cellar in Oak Creek at 812 West Oakwood Road for Oak Creek Automotive Night. Join us there for another Johnson & Sons Paving Road Show. Looking forward to seeing you at that location. I want to thank our guests tonight, Evan Hassler, TJ and Tony Zizzo, as well as our chance to spend some time with a really happy to be on the show, Jesse Saunders. I'm glad he was smiling the whole time. It's cool to have him on. Check him out on Saturday's TV show at 11:30 a.m. on CW18 Milwaukee. I want to thank our guests for being on the show. I want to thank you for joining us. We also want to thank our great crew that make this show and every show possible. If you want to like and follow our show on Facebook to see our great creations, we like to produce our programs each and every week with a great crew, including Dave Schmalzer, Matt Rapina, Greg Lapine, Sam Trado, Bill Howland, Sherry Prague, Dean Strom, Mark Goodman, Bruce Blodgett, Faye Hendricks, and Jill Lapine. Thanks for everybody's involvement. And thank you, Scott Krieger, again tonight for helping us out. Thanks for joining us. See you here at Polly's on June 23rd. A couple of road shows coming up. Check our website, racingroundupshow.com, to find out where we're headed to. We're going to the Cellar. Okay, I'll tell you. We're going to the Cellar next week. And the week after that, we're heading out to Okasha Lake for a Smoke on the Water on June 16th. Join us there. Until this coming Tuesday, support your local racing, set your DVRs, and have at it, racers. We'll see you next week.
Wisconsin racing fans, we hope you enjoyed our show. Watch Milwaukee's only motorsports TV show this Saturday morning at 11:30 on CW18 Milwaukee and live online at CW18Milwaukee.com. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Plan now to join the racing crowd next Tuesday and win prizes. Visit RacingRoundupShow.com for our latest show schedule and to watch our shows on demand. Like the Racing Roundup Show on Facebook. Follow and interact with us on X and Instagram at Racing Roundup. Until next time, race fans, on behalf of the entire crew, this is Dean Strom reminding you to support your local racetrack, set your DVRs, have at it, racers.